Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafted by Ray. With the holiday season just around the corner, I have a special project in store. We'll be crafting a pine tree out of oak that I have instead. Hopefully that'll give it a little bit more elegance than your traditional pine for these trees. I have a craft show coming up, so let's see what happens. Okay, I'm getting ready to cut this oak into 2-inch strips on the table saw so then I can run them through the table saw and resaw them into 5/8 inch thick pieces. So I'll do half of the blade, flip it over, and cut it. Well, I guess you'll see in a second. Okay, next step, I moved the fence over 5/8 of an inch, and I brought the blade up to 1 1/8 so I can run it down to the center of the board, get it halfway up, flip it back over, and do it again so I can get one piece at 5/8, and then I'll take the other piece, rotate it, run it through one side, get it halfway cut up, flip it, rotate it, and cut it again. Okay, what you just saw me do there is I made measurements on the back of the fence to get all my cuts. I'm going to try to produce a bunch of these for this craft show. So I made a fence that back there to help from chipping out the backside, and also gave me a spot to mark out the different cuts. Now, I did do one wrong. I realized after I got all the pieces, I dry fit them together, that instead of 10 and 3/16, I needed to make one at 11. So I redid that off camera, and now we're gonna cut one through and go on to the next step. If you have not yet already, please subscribe to the channel, share the video, give it a like, and we'll continue making an oak tree, an oak Christmas tree, an oak shaped pine tree. Okay, now I'm going to prepare to sand all the pieces before I assemble it, just because there's going to be some spots where there was paint or whatever on the parts that will be easier to get now. Now I'm just going to give them a quick sanding at 220 just to get some of the saw marks off, but I kind of want to leave some of them. I think that after I put clear coat, it'll really enhance it. Now what I did here is I put a shipping blanket on my table saw here because I find it's easier for the parts not to move around, and these shipping blankets I think were on sale at Harbor Freight for $4 maybe, but they I don't know. I've been using them a lot for sanding, and I really like it. It just stops the parts from moving around, and it doesn't mar up the other side because I got a bunch of staples and nails and things on my workbench. So let's get the sanding done, and then we'll start assembly. Okay, now we're over at the drill press. I'm going to be adding the little recess for this T-light to sit on. I already got it measured out with this stop here and the back stop. Got the depth stop, so it's only going to go about halfway through. And we're just going to add that to every single one of these trees. For assembly, as you can see, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces at 5.5. One is at 6 3/8, I think. Yep, 6 3/8. This one's 11, and this one's at 5 inches. And that makes this size tree, which I think, I haven't even measured. The overall height is 14 inches by 12.5. Okay, the next step to this, I'm going to go spray some lacquer on it. Now, if you're not familiar with lacquer, the brand I use, I get over at Home Depot. It is, lacquer's nice because it bonds to itself. So there's no sanding in between. You can put 3 coats on within a day, and on the final coat, you just knock it down with some craft paper. I'll demonstrate that at the end, but lacquer is one of those things for a craft show. If you're trying to make a bunch of stuff, you don't have to wait days for a finish to dry. So I'm going to go add some lacquer to this, and let's see what happens. Okay, after putting 3 coats of lacquer on, it feels really smooth, but there's a little bit of nibs in it from dust settling into the lacquer. Now what you can do here is I save all this craft paper that comes in Amazon packages. All I gotta do is ball it up, and you just rub the lacquer, and it makes it nice and smooth. What it does there, I'm not quite sure, but I think it's just heating up the lacquer, removing some of the dust particles. But all I know is it works. So, and you can reuse it, and it makes a good finish. There you have it, your very own oak Christmas tree. That you could do a craft show with, sell these, or even keep for yourself at home. I hope you guys like this project as much as I did. And this is the completed tree. So the only thing I would do different in this process is when I resawed the wood strips, it left a little bump. I would have left them a little thicker and ran them through the planer, because that was a lot of sanding. Thanks for watching. If you could do me a favor and subscribe, give it a like, share with a friend, or check out one of my other videos over here. And I'll see you next time with another Crafted by Ray video.